Hello everybody, welcome to Driftless Cards and Games. My name is Logan. I made a video recently, kind of in preparation for my journey today. I am currently waiting for a seller to show up and I am going to complete a $10,000 sealed Pokemon collection buyout. So if you're at all curious what that looks like, as I mentioned, I recently made a video in preparation for this, explaining a little bit about what I look for when I'm picking up a sealed collection like this, what types of products I would want to see in the collection, but most importantly, where is it coming from? What is its condition? A lot of factors like that. Above all, what is the price? So I wanted to bring you along today. I'm, as you can see, out and about. I'm waiting on my buyer to show up here on a very cold, brisk Wisconsin morning, and I will let you know once I have the product in hand, hopefully, if it passes my test and I'm in a warmer location, and I can give you a little peek behind the curtain as to what this $10,000 collection entails and what I did to evaluate it and what I plan to do with it. So let's see what happens. All right, welcome back. Through the magic of my poor editing skills, it should only appeared as though a second passed to you, when in reality, I was able to successfully meet with my seller, and we chit-chatted for a little bit out in the freezing cold, and basically, the short version of the story is that I've actually bought from this seller before some singles. They were looking to downsize their singles collection. That's how I was able to connect with him. So I had a little bit of authenticity check going into this, having previously met with this seller. But when we were able to take a look at what he had to offer, we came to a pretty good price. We had kind of pre-negotiated a price upon arrival, before arrival, but I was actually able to get just a little bit lower when I took a look at some of the product, and I'll give you a little kind of a guided tour and show you what I looked at and I guess how I evaluated what he was presenting. So let me flip you around here. So as you can see, we've got two big totes, a third big tote that I've kind of emptied out to get things a little bit more displayable. We've got some of these Pokemon Go boxes, these Radiant Eevees. These are really nice. They come with this Radiant Eevee shiny card. There's a play mat down here and a pin. Pokemon Go, obviously not the most desirable set, but a pretty desirable product from that set, albeit a little bit heavy to ship. We've got a sealed set of 6, which is a display of these stacking tins. A lot of these have some late era Sword and Shield packs, like a Lost Origin or something along those lines. You can read the codes for more information. One loose Kanto Power mini tin. We've got some of these Paldea Evolved Scarlet Violet lunchbox collections, 4 of those. And then some more of this tote that was emptied out over here. Got a handful, 6 of these V-Powers tins with Pikachu. The other option, there was Eevee and Eternatus, different options available for retail, but we've got 6 sealed of the Pikachus. Then we have some of these, the exclusive, the plus version of the Zacian Zamazenta ETBs. If you've never seen these products before, these are really cool. They're the only type of this product that was ever made in Sword and Shield era, or beyond, really. There's a assortment of early Sword and Shield packs, Vivid, Base, Darkness, but overall, it's a nice sealed piece. It's unique, and as you can see here, we've got the start of some of these sticker lots. So this seller was originally thinking they were going to piece this out and sell on their own. And so some of these had been made up into lots, lot number 135, lot number 134. But we tried, and a lot of these stickers are going to successfully come off without that much ado. However, you can't always guarantee it. So that was a little bit of a bargaining chip that I looked for. I didn't, they didn't disclose that in advance. I didn't see that in any of the photos. So that was something we talked about. Some of this obviously newer too. We've got these are the Costco or Sam's. Um, yeah, 5 mini tins. We've got 3 of these Shining Fates ETBs. Some of these have a little bit looser wrap. They are still sealed, but a little bit looser. 5 Vivid Voltage ETBs. Vivid Voltage and Shining Fates. Kind of at that peak COVID hype, Logan Paul, where they boomed up. These were worth a lot and then tanked. So interesting, the price situation on these. Curious to speculate what's going to happen with these long term, but moving on, we do have a set of 8 of the Celebrations mini tins, and then a sealed. This is a sealed set, but each of these has, you've got the different Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, each of the different regions. Each one comes with 2 Celebrations packs. Then you get a coin. You get an additional Sword and Shield Era booster pack. Nice little display. These are very dense. Obviously, there's no booster box for Celebrations. Got a set of Shining Fates tins here. This is not shrink wrapped, but the individual mini tins are. Once again, Shining Fates does not have a booster box, so some of the more sought after product from those sets, to be sure. Down below, probably some of the weaker products in this entire pickup, in my opinion. But we've got one of these Dragonite V-Star. In here is a really interesting product. It's a Pokeball deck box. It's a Premier Ball, actually, if I remember correctly, where you pop the Premier Ball open and it holds a sleeved deck. So it's interesting. It also comes with a bunch of Pokemon Go packs, 9 of them. So it's doing okay. But then we've got some of these Charizard. These are technically Vivid Voltage era decks, Charizard decks. We've got 1 Dreadnought down there at the bottom. Then 1 Venusaur and 2 of these Blastoise themed decks. We've got some more of these Shining Fates era mini tins sealed. We've got a little set here. This is kind of interesting. The 4 different trainer toolkits. If you're not familiar with these trainer toolkits, they usually put out about 1 a year. And in each one, it comes with kind of a playable brick of cards, as well as sleeves, a book, the damage dice, and the condition markers. That's what people usually associate with these, but there are actually 4 packs in here too. So these do carry a little bit of a premium over time, depending on what the pack selection is from when they were made. You can see there's a purple, there's a yellow, there's a blue, and there's a red, and each of those came out at different times, so they have different era packs in them. This one has a V-Star marker as well because of the era that it came out in, but still, you've got the 4 packs, you've got the 150 plus cards, that were just playable cards at the time. Not to mention, the box itself is kind of nice if you're looking for something for just a home hobby type collector player. This fits nicely, bulk cards or multiple decks in there with the divider style setup. All right, so next what we have here, these are the battle decks. Gengar Deontay. This is a sealed case of 6, which means that it has 3 of each of those new battle decks in it, the Mega Evolution era. So this is probably some of the newest product, but still sealed, still nice. Even though they are decks, they have those, if you haven't seen, the beautiful illustration rare, the Haunter, is a part of this deck. That is a very nice card. Then we've got kind of the only non-Pokemon here. We've got a sealed 6 count of play boosters. This is from Magic the Gathering Duskmourn. So a sealed case of that with the Wizards of the Coast security tape here. And then 3 sealed set boxes of Phyrexia, set boosters. Obviously not Pokemon here, but still sealed. You know, we typically focus on Pokemon, but we don't shy away from Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or you know, even some more obscure MetaZoo or something. If the price is right, it definitely fits fits what we're looking for. But I'll move on now to this last kind of largest tote here. This, as you can see, we've got some older product here. This might be some of the oldest product that we're picking up. This Raichu GX, as you can see, we've got some Shining Legends packs here. We've got, you know, this beautiful full art Raichu, Pikachu Rainbow here. You know, it's a nice box. Something like this, probably not going to have as much market movement, you know, a little bit more stable because of the time that it's already had to sit. These mythical squishies are a really one-of-a-kind product. As you can see, there's some very desirable packs in there. Evolving Skies, Chilling Rain, there's some Battle Styles and Vivid in the back, but you've got your Evolving up front, which is obviously nice. Promos in these squishies, but this was a Target exclusive, if I'm not mistaken. I'm almost 100% sure this was a Target exclusive product, and some of these have a little bit of condition damage on them as well. Obviously, undisputedly still sealed, but at the end of the day, it's not pristine. Then we've got a big collection of these Celebrations era collection boxes. We've got Lance's Charizard, many, and then we've got back here the Dark Sylveon, which these are nice. These have some Celebrations packs, also some non-Celebrations era Sword and Shield packs in the back there. And then these special, you know, one promo and one jumbo. As well as a couple of these, the Celebrations, these Zacian Deluxe pin collections. This is one of my favorite pins that's ever come out in recent time. If you've never seen these before, this pin, the sky will flip down so that Surfing Pikachu becomes Flying Pikachu with the balloons on top. This sky rotating to become waves. It's a cool kind of a gimmick for a pin there. But then as well in the back, we've got a V-Star box, Darkrai V-Star, two Shining Fates, Dragapult and Crobat. Not the absolute most desirable, but this Marnie pin premium collection is a little bit unique too. This is a Champion's Path era product, which there isn't that much of, and Marnie is obviously a very desirable trainer, but you've got a bunch of Champion's Path packs in here, as well as some promos and pins. So that was the tour of what we picked up. And for those who stuck around with me until the end, what I wanted to share as well is not just kind of, as I mentioned, what I look for when I picked it up. As I mentioned, walking around, the selection of packs in the products is something I wanted to research. How well loved the boxes were, or how pristine condition they might hopefully be in, and most of them were very good. A couple of them had some minor condition dings, but nothing that would dispute it as being sealed. You know, if I were to sell something like that premium squishy that had a minor fold in it, I would just include a photo of that and say that it's sealed. You know, maybe price it slightly below market, maybe not, you know, depending on the actual condition, but just to disclose that to somebody. It's still sealed, it still carries a premium, there's nothing to worry about there, but it's obviously not as minty as it could be. So a couple of those factors, plus some of those custom garage sale type lot stickers that they had put on the boxes, I was able to get them to give me just a little bit more margin. So as I mentioned, they were valuing this at about $10,000. By my rough calculation, I would say fair market value would be a little bit less than that, maybe something like 9.5 in that ballpark. But what I ended up paying was much closer to 6,500. You know, we had kind of pre-negotiated in the ballpark of 6,000, maybe 800, 750. But again, kind of looking through the condition as well, as I mentioned, I was able to get that a little bit lower. Plus, they agreed to throw in the three large storage totes, which, for somebody like me, I don't have an Alpha Investments level warehouse set up or anything. So it's nice to have something to make sure that they stay protected from the elements in the short term until I can get them listed and shipped out. So that's certainly not for nothing. But thanks again for coming along on this kind of day in the life type collection buy and tour with me. I will get started on getting these added to my inventory. If you're interested in picking up some of these products, I'm going to link my store, my links down below where we have this and a whole lot more. If you're looking to pick up from my direct site, you can save a little bit of money on market pricing from TCG Player's regular market price if you shop direct with me. And I hope that you do. I also hope that you like and subscribe to this video, and I can't wait to keep putting out some more great buyer-seller type business content for you if you find that interesting, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.